Tell 'em run it on.
What is going on? What is going on? Everybody in the house, what is going on? Wake up in Cleveland every single morning.
I wake up, flex, thumb down now.
Check.
No drip, this
Wet.
Tell 'em run it on. No sleep, no
Rest.
Might crash, might
Wreck.
but first I
Stretch.
Tell 'em run it on. I wake up,
Flex.
thumb down now.
Check.
No drip, this
Wet.
Tell 'em run it on. I wake up,
Flex.
thumb down now.
Check.
No drip, this
Wet.
Tell 'em run it on.
All right, so there's an echo. I'm using the YOLO Live Mini, and I'm getting audio that is on my TV for some strange reason. And there's an echo, and I got to figure out how to turn that thing off. That's going to drive me crazy. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Hold on. 222. Let me know if you guys can hear me in the chat. Like I said, new system, so this echo's driving me nuts. Looks and sounds good. Perfect. Now I just got to figure out how to turn this echo off on this TV, because it's literally coming out of my TV monitor, and that's not gonna work at all. Give me half a second, boys and girls. Gotta find the remote that is for this TV. You know, all the new TVs don't have like a volume. Like they don't have a button. It's all on the remote. And I don't even know where this remote is. So sit tight for half a second and let me get this up. At least try to anyway. And I have to sneeze. Okay. I think we found it. I think we're good. Okay. I think we found it. I think we're good. Um, I'm hoping we're good. It is what it is. So, um, yeah, let's assume that we are fine. Let me know in the chat if we're fine. And there we go. Okay. I think we're fine anyway. Hopefully the mic's on and I'm not just talking randomly. I can see it coming out of there. I can see it coming out of there. I have, I should probably check my ears real quick just to be on the safe side. Good. I sound good. Perfect. It's always a little quirky, you know, when you're trying newer stuff. So I just want to make sure that we are all on the up and up. Okay. And I don't, all right, we sound good. I hope we sound good. Anyway, the reason why I decided to move over to this one is because I have had a lot of people, you know, like everybody's got comments and I respect everybody's opinions and I try to do what I can to get everybody, you know, what they want. One of the issues though is that I only have so much ability, so much stuff. You know, I look back there and I see this super expensive computer and I'm like, why am I not using that if I'm just using, I mean, legitimately, this little box right here, this little box, which is doing everything today. So, you know, sometimes I hate to look back here and just think, wow, it's just literally a backdrop. Like that's annoying, but it's this little YOLO Live Mini is a good box. I have this runny nose thing. I'm fine. I just feel like I want to sneeze. So you might hear me or see me sneeze. Because I can feel it just existing here. Anyway, it is Cleveland Terry Show, Cleveland Terry DJ Show, the podcast, if you will. And I'm going to be able to bring up the comments. If you guys have comments to talk about. I don't have any videos that are really good on this thing. I just realized that. So that's a little bit of an issue. But we'll make it work until I have a chance to update these videos. We will make it work. It is Thursday, the day after Valentine's. Hope everybody had a fantastic Valentine's Day. Mine was okay. You know, the plans that you have sometimes they just don't they don't come to fruition. So that was mine, but it is what it is. Hold on while I blow my nose. I think.
Is my single rule about one day, okay? Here's the thing. One day is today. One day is not tomorrow. It's not a week from now. It's not 3 weeks from now. One day is today. If you're always saying, I'm going to do it later on, I'm going to do it, and if you give me this, if you give me 2 more weeks, if I can just have the right gear, if I can just have the right this or that, then I'll be ready to go. Stop thinking that way. One day is today. If you really want to do it, then do it. Start with the basics. Start with just whatever you have to work with. Do it, get on, and then make changes. Then modify, then upgrade. But the more you say one day, and if I have this, and if only I could do that, it's never going to happen. Okay? So one day is today.
All right. Two. So the one thing that bothers me a little bit about this, it's not YOLO's fault, but you know, it kind of is I have to go in through the line in on the box, which isn't a problem. I don't care about going through the line in. But the way this works is it's a video switcher. So as you're switching through the different videos, it should turn off the sounds that you're no longer using. So I'm not using the camera. So it should turn it off. it does it for everything except for the line in. So that's a little bit annoying to me. It is what it is, but it's a little annoying. So I have to go back here and then mute out myself when I go to video and stuff. So it's one of those things I just have to remember. And like I said, I don't want to go through that thing where people are like, "Oh, hey, your mic, hey." It's like, okay, I get it. So we're going to discuss tech. We're going to discuss Business 101. There's only so much we can discuss about, a Rain versus Pioneer. And hold on, let me see if I can bring some comments in here. Come on, comments. There you go. Well, that's not nice. That's not nice at all. It is what it is. It is what it is. Let me go into program mode here. I'm tired of seeing. Hold on. Program mode. See if I can still see everything here. Okay. Okay. This will work. This will work. This will work. Okay, people. I don't need comments about my nose blowing. My nose blowing is my nose blowing. You guys can all get over yourselves. We'll survive. We will survive. All right. How do I get this? There we go. Okay. All right. So, we all have natural bodily functions. So get over yourselves. You know what I was watching today? Before I came on the show, I was looking at Instagram, and Justin Bieber, there was a video of Justin Bieber, and he was kind of he was working with an orchestra, and he was creating a song. So, he's at the conductor's post, and obviously the people who posted it were incorrect. Is this Justin Bieber conducting? No, he's literally composing right now. And he's doing this thing. He's like bum 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 bum, bum 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 bum, bum 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 bum, and then the cello would hit it, whatever. And then he would do another thing, and then he would get it to a point where he liked the way it was sounding. He would, okay, now you give me a little solo, stay in the pocket, blah blah blah. So he's doing all this stuff, literally making a song. Okay, making a song. And then I go to the comments, and the comments are so angry. So angry. That man has no talent. Though that orchestra, it should be, all this trash. All this trash. I don't know what it is today. I don't know what it is that it seems like everybody's just so angry. They just feel like nobody's allowed to actually have any talents. Once they've made up their mind about you, that's it. There's no wiggle room. Meanwhile, people are in the chats like, Justin Bieber plays 6 instruments. He was like a child prodigy before he decided to do pop music. People don't want to take the time. They just want to automatically assume that they know you. It's very, very frustrating. The reason why I say this is because I endure some of that in a very small microcosm. As a matter of fact, I happen to be on DJ. I did that video about DJ. And I go to the community forums because I'm just curious to see if anything has come from it. It's been a week. And yeah, somebody had posted my stuff. And look, for the most part, people were like, yeah, I'd love to be able to work with this and this. But there are just defending. I respect. You want to defend it? Fine. Why do you need to defend software? Why do you need to defend an application that works for you but does not work for other people? Why do you need to defend the fact that it's fine because it only works for you? I don't understand that. I am super confused at how people can look at the world and say, it only works for me and I'm good with that. If it doesn't work for you, sorry, too bad. Go either get on my page or don't use it. I don't understand that, because I'm sitting there going, don't you want your programs to be better? I didn't say this, like, don't you want them to be better? I don't understand. If somebody critiques something that you use and say the critique isn't something that is something that you use, maybe it's a function that you don't use. Your response is, there's nothing wrong with the program. The program's fine. It works for me. Yeah, but this part, do you use this part? This part right here that I'm complaining about? Well, no. Well, then it doesn't work it's not fine. No. It doesn't work. I don't need that. So there's nothing wrong with the program. It's you. You're the problem. Instead of just looking at it and saying, wow, yeah, you know what? I can see how that would be a feature. I can see. Yeah. As long as it doesn't mess up my stuff, I'm fine with it. That should be the way you think about it. But people don't think that way anymore. There's one guy on there. And he says, yeah, I commented on Cleveland's post about this, but he keeps deleting my post. He keeps deleting my post. So at that point, I'm like, okay, hold on. Now I got to comment, because his post is still there. It's not my fault that he can't find the post. I didn't reply to the post. That's probably why he's not seeing it, because he's got to search through. But I don't delete posts. I've never deleted a post. Actually, I'm sorry. I have deleted one post in my lifetime. And it was just a comment. I deleted the comment. During the pandemic, when people were getting real racist and stuff was popping on my page, I deleted those. Those are the ones I deleted. That's it. I've never deleted anybody that had an opinion that was different from mine. I've never even deleted anything where people were just like, talking trash. It is what it is. It's your opinion. I don't care. But don't say that I'm deleting your stuff. So here's the funny thing. So I replied to him. I, got a username and everything. And I replied to him, hey, first off, I don't delete posts. I never do. This is what it was. And then I went on to kind of explain my reasoning behind it. He replies, and I kid you not, yeah, sure, buddy. It's a very sad place we live in. Now, it's very possible that YouTube hid his post, because YouTube will hide posts if it deems them, derogatory or hateful. I get hidden posts all the time. I get hidden posts on here. Right on here, I get hidden posts. So I know for a fact that it's an issue. Yes, I'm going to blow my nose again. Now you guys have me all freaked out over me blowing my nose. Can't win with you guys. Let's see here. I have to walk off the screen now. This is the joy when you can't, I'm not using my OBS. So there's a couple of little things that slow my process down a little bit. It's not the end of the world, but it definitely slows my process. And that is I can't quickly go to a video. I mean, I guess I could. I just have to change this one thing over. So like I was saying, it can be just exhausting. It literally can be exhausting. I know it's a part of what it is that we do, or I should say that I do, for all the Kleenex. Drew with the super chat. Thank you, fam. Okay, I'll let it go now. I'll let it go. You are getting trolled, Cleveland. Well, obviously, but you okay. I think this is one of the things we need to understand about trolling. Okay. I know for a fact that I have a lot of eyes on my content. I know this. I'm very appreciative of it. I do work hard to get to that level, but I'm appreciative of it. So the trolls come with it. Here's the thing that people have to understand. And look, I'm incredibly thick-skinned. It's come over time. Just being worn and worn and worn and worn. You're like, okay, I got to find a happy place. But what I was saying, a couple weeks ago was it's not the trolling, but you can always get by things. Oh, whatever, dumbass. But here's the thing. If this were Instagram, okay, or Facebook or whatever, and let's say I go to a post and I'm looking at the comments and the comments are bad. And I'm just, I can just ignore the comments. I can ignore them. I don't have to look at that person's comments. When I'm going through video stuff and Instagram posts, people are asking legitimate questions, or they're trying to say something or talk to me or whatever. I have to go through all the comments to get to the ones that need to be responded to. So I have to see all of these dumbass comments, and every so often just get real annoying. So that's really the only issue. It's not the comments. It's just that, people are like, ignore them. It's like, okay, you first go through all your comments and then see them and not be able to like register that, oh my God, this band is talking trash. So yeah, I thought it was constructive too, Drew. And I see mixed messaging now in the building. What's going on, fam? Yeah, no, I thought it was too. And I thought, yeah, there might have been some points on there that could have been corrected, or I should say clarified. There could have been some points on there. I get it. But what I was saying is factual. If you're people spend too much time looking at like, oh, you said this one thing. Now everything you say is wrong. Like, no, I said this one thing. There's still a bigger picture. Stop looking right here. Look at the whole thing. That's all I'm saying. And once you look at the whole thing, then you can say, okay, I see what he's saying. You don't watch a movie and watch 2 minutes of it and say, I know the movie, turn it off. Nobody does that. But they do it on YouTube. It's very strange. I said, and I quote, I'm just trying to, and I said, he goes, well, this doesn't apply, blah, 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 blah. Another person, I said, look, I get comments from people all day, every day that have complaints, that have issues about DJ. And they'll come to me and they'll say it on my show. They'll say it in a DM. They'll say it wherever. So when I'm doing these videos, I'm talking on behalf of other people. Like when you said I and me, maybe you should change that. Is the information that I'm saying incorrect because I said I or me? People don't understand the way YouTube works. People don't understand the way the world works. They think they know, but they really don't. When you make a YouTube video, and you guys can tell me, when you make a YouTube video, if I go on and say, oh, somebody said this and somebody said that and somebody else said this, and I did all this stuff, right? Undoubtedly, my comment section would do this. Well, who said that? Well, how do I know you're telling the truth? Well, who nobody says this and nobody says that, and who blah blah blah, and tell me, you have to tell me names. Blah blah blah. All of these things happen. So I turned it into I, because they can't really get down on. I'm removing some of that unnecessary stuff that I know that will be there. People, if you don't say if you don't make it about, then it sounds like, oh, this man is just complaining. I get people saying I'm complaining right now. Stop complaining. DJ's the best. Okay. I'd like it to be. I would. I really would like it to be. Now, there are some things that I noticed that people have been saying that I think they probably just don't know. Like, for instance, people were saying, and I didn't realize, where is DJ on here? There it is. People were saying that, oh, well, you can't update or change the metadata in the software. And well, technically you can, but there's an issue. All right, where is my blue video? All right, let me get the blue video. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Let's see if this will work. All right. Trust me, I'm doing all this stuff on the fly. It'll get faster. Where are you, video? I know I'm in the corner. You never put baby in the corner. Come on. Find yourself. Find yourself. All right. Hold on while I work this out. Please hold. All right. Come on, you can do it. There we go. See, guys, it just takes a minute sometimes. Okay, so obviously, here's DJ. Normally speaking, you're probably in your crates. I'm not on my Wi-Fi is a little crappy right now. So, but it is what it is. Okay. So we built the city. If I try to double click this, it's going to play. But if you notice, I can't change any of this stuff. But if you add this to a crate, which is the crates that are up here, and I take, it's like the same song. This is from my crate here. And then, where's that at? I'm still in music. Sorry. No, it should be right. I literally just changed this. Where'd you go? Sorry, there we go. You can edit the title. Okay. So, I know that I know that it doesn't allow you to change it all on the fly, like some people would love it to do, but the option's there. It's all there. So some people, I think, don't really know DJ. Even I don't know DJ as well as others. I mean, Mixmaster GNL is probably one of the gurus of it, but even I don't know. But the same thing applies if you're using like virtual DJ and you're using your Serato crates. You know, I know that you can't use external crates with DJ. See, I could be like this. Doesn't bother me. I use internal. That sounds like a you problem. But no, I want people to be able to use external crates too. You know? So I think that the bottom line here is there's some things that it needs to get better at, and it will, hopefully, over time. I don't know about the speed of the controllers. I don't know if that's gonna get any better. I have no idea, but I do know that it's something that needs to happen. And it's funny because I just honestly like looking at the program. Don't ask me why. This could be dumb. And they need to move the comment section. This is my frustration. You need to move the comment section over. Yeah, I got it. Stop telling me the same thing. Like if I'm here, and there's nothing wrong with Serato. Serato looks fine, but I don't know. It just looks cleaner when I'm not in library mode. It just looks cleaner on algorithm. Anyway. Okay. So let's try to hopefully we have some questions here today. If we don't, then I'll just keep rambling. But if we do, then I'd love to answer any questions. Why is Cleveland so small? Well, I know we're talking about the video. You can batch edit with the right preference. You can do it on the fly, but it has a bug. See my last AMA stream. Okay. Gotcha. And look, I can even do this now. Doesn't all go up there, but it's there. I know people are like, when you're reading through your comments, then you laugh and you say something. Sometimes I don't know what you're laughing at. So it'd be nice to put the comments up. Maybe I'm just laughing for me. Maybe it's a me thing. Anyway. All right, let's see here. Serato looks like 2005 to me, always has. Look, I love Serato. I do. But it needs some updates. And I think I think the same thing applies to even Rekordbox. I don't know, something about Rekordbox feels like it's a little behind too. I know, and Virtual DJ, it is what it is. What was your favorite piece of equipment for music production at NAMM? Well, it's very interesting because I found that the music production area felt real spread out this year. Because you got music production kind of in the front, you got it across the bridge, and I'm always so busy. I wish I could be more like just like a guest and literally just kind of roam around, but I don't really have that benefit. I don't have that option because typically when I'm there, either I'm meeting people that have never met me, they want to talk to me, or I'm with my other influencer. I hate the word. I'm with my other guys that do the same thing. And so we're trying to collaborate or network, or, I need to introduce him to somebody, or they need to introduce me to someone. It's a whole thing. It is a whole thing. Don't you think you guys have gotten enough press? Why does it keep doing that? Don't you think you got enough press? You guys are subtle as a hammer on the head. Okay. So, to answer Miyagi's Dojo's question, the rain performer is absolutely real. It's not fake. It's not a modified Rain 4 with some Rev 7 jogs. It is a real, legitimate live board. Now, I can only talk about what has been shown. I can't talk about anything else at all. It's a very confusing time to be an influencer. It's a very confusing time because this has never kind of presented itself the way that it has. So I have to really tread lightly on what it is that I say or don't say. It's real. It's real. It's got, I'm gonna do some lip balm in a minute. It's got very similar to, or the same or similar to, I don't know. The Rev 7 jogs. This is very true. There's definitely a Rev 7 type jog in there, and there's a display similar to a Rev 7. It's definitely a Rain 4 modified, improved, and enhanced. That's about all I can say. That's literally about all I can say. I would love to know more about said product. I mean, look, there's no doubt. What I will say is this: the product has not been released. It's anybody's guess on when it will get released. And is anybody's guess when I'll get one to review. But what I did tell Rain, I said, look, I know normally under embargoes, when we do receive, we can't do these things. I said, we can't do these things. I said, it doesn't really apply in this situation when it's literally been in multiple posts. People know what it is. So when I get it, I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to take a picture with me using it on an event. It's going to happen. And I need you guys to be okay with it, because it seems dumb if, a product doesn't come out for, months, and I have one and I can't post any videos. Like, that just seems bizarre to me. Now, I can't go into details about all the feature sets and all that stuff. Obviously they're trying to at least make sure that there's still some stuff to talk about after the embargo releases. It says, was this screen? Why are we looking at a CT thumbnail? What does that even mean? I hope that's old. I'm assuming that's old. Why is there a thumbnail? Hold on. Oh, I know what's going on. Thank you. That's a glitch. That's absolutely a glitch. All right, let me figure out for a minute. I got to do a quick modification here. That glitch happens when I go picture in picture. Sometimes it doesn't like the picture in picture. So hold on, let me just mute this out. You would have thought they would have fixed this one. Hold on. Okay, well, two, check. Okay, so there's come on, show my live, work with me here. Okay, so there's good news and questionable news, I think.
Okay. Well.
Yeah. Uh,
So.
yeah, there's good news and bad news. The good news, first off, my bandwidth just flew through the roof, so that's a good thing. Secondly, the box did freeze. I heard the fans kick in. They're on right now. They're working, but for whatever reason, it did freeze. But my bandwidth is much better now. Two, it froze up, so I had to restart the box. Now, if this were OBS and I went to restart the box, I'd be done, and I'd have to create a whole new post. I did not realize that I could just go back to the original one and hit the button again, and it resumed. I did not expect that at all. So that's a good feature. Some good, some bad, if that makes sense. Now, I still haven't figured out the whole issue with the picture-in-picture and why it gives me such crap when I go picture-in-picture. So we won't go picture-in-picture today. We'll just make it easy. If we're going to do anything from the computer, it'll just be me talking and make sure my audio is fine. My line in, everything's good. Yeah, so it retained everything. So some good, some bad. I can get over this to a point. But obviously, the fan has to be exposed. It was sitting on my desk flat. The fan is in the base, and there are no external ports anywhere else but the bottom. So I definitely do have to keep it up just to be on the safe side, or at least I just need to put something underneath it. I heard AirPods work well. Okay, there we go. Only learn something when something unexpected happens. You're right about that. Okay. Love to hear more about so I don't have any information on them at all. I believe it was the same people that work off of his show. So I don't have any information. I did say that he sounded off, and I got a lot of people like, "What are you talking about? It's live. It's live. So it's live. They're going to sound off when they're live." I'm like, oh, okay, if you say so. If you say so. I've seen plenty of people perform live, and they were just fine. Now, I'm not saying, and again, let me preface this. The performance was good. I don't have a problem with the performance. They did a good job. But the issue here is that I didn't think that Usher sounded very good at all. I didn't think, Alicia Keys' first note was sus at best. She recovered, but he just wasn't that good. And people are like, everybody, it's like I said, it's all or nothing for people right now. Like, they can't be like, oh, of course you would criticize. Like, look, I'm just calling out something as a fact. I enjoyed the Super Bowl show. I enjoyed it, but he was off. It's okay. It's okay. And it definitely sounded low. From the start. And I'm like, I don't understand why. And then it made sense. It's like, well, it sounds low because they're protecting him. At least in my opinion. But look, it is what it is. I don't have a problem with the show. He was just off. I know people are like, well, that's live for you. Yeah. Florida low. Yeah, yes, it is. Yeah, live. It's not as if people kept saying he's nervous. He's performing for millions and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, first off, he's done that his entire life. This isn't his first rodeo. He's been doing this for 30 years. He has a residency in Vegas. He performs every day. So yeah. All right. Frankie J says, so being the Rain Performer customized, does 12-inch skins already have the files ready to go for orders? I would assume so. I would definitely assume so, but you never know. I'm gonna need one myself to be able to fit in my furniture. That'll be the key, right? So this is interesting, though. In all honesty, it's very interesting because Bill O'Reilly said, "Do it live." Hold on, I'll get back to you, Lauren. It's very interesting because you guys know I'm a Rev 7 guy. You guys know that I am you guys know that I appreciated the Rain 4, but didn't love the Rain 4. And one of the issues was I felt it needed moving platters. So with the moving platters there now, it's not going to stop me from using the Rev 7, but it might have me using the Rain 4 in like my furniture piece. Like that might be the case potentially now. If they could fix a couple of the little issues that I had, you know, in general with the Rain 4, if they can fix those, that might be the case. Well, pardon the pun. Like literally, I know for a fact. Okay, this is where I was just about to get to, Thomas. I know connections. Why am I dropping again? Damn it, work. It goes from literally like 5,000 kilobits per second to 0. Anyway, you guys all know how I feel about heavy ass equipment. And this is one of those issues that is going to sit in my head up until I get that thing in my hands, can use it multiple times. I know for a fact that I would not personally use it if it were in a case all the time and I'm rolling it around, trying to take it to gigs. I wouldn't use it because in my mind, it's too big for that. Now, if it's in a piece of furniture, it doesn't go anywhere, just sits there. I only have to pick it up, you know, the 1 or 2 times. Got to pick it up to put it on, take it off. I'm a little more allowing, and also because I don't have to do all the furniture myself. I got people to help build my stuff. But weight-wise, I still think the Rev 7 is like almost for me, only for me. Weight-wise, it's just enough. Like after that point, I mean, look, there's a reason why I'm using my T7 when I'm doing like bar gigs and stuff. It's just easier to move around. It's just easier to move around. So I don't know yet. I don't know. I know that the Rain 4, the original Rain 4, anytime I used it, it felt like a lot. It's a big board. It's wide, takes up a lot of room. It's just a lot. And every time I would use it, I'm looking down like, God, why does it have to be so much? Will it change because of the Motorized platters. Maybe. Belt driven drives is like a piece of paper compared to a paperweight. Like it's so much easier to run around. Now, I'm not using that particular thing on an everyday thing. I'm not using it on my large gigs. It's only for when I don't have to think about it and I'm just playing background music or I'm at a bar or whatever. Then it's easy. Then it's super easy. But if I'm doing a bar mitzvah or wedding or corporate, I'm not bringing that with me. It's just not going to happen. I'm going to bring my Rev 7. I'm going to bring something that, let's see. Hopefully they won't be the same weight as the NS7 FX, 40 pounds. Now, was it 40 pounds or are you like, adjusting? Was it like 38 and then you're just, rounding up to 40, or was it a legitimate 40 pounds? Let's see here. NS7 FX weight. 35.5 pounds is what it says here. See? You're trying to sound like me. 40 pounds with the case. Okay. All right. I'll give you that. All right. Let's see if I can move this over without breaking my stuff. Why do I have... Not picture-in-picture video. Let's go to USB real quick. Hardware specs. NS7 only with assembled and mounted platters. 35 pounds. Oh, there we go. This thing is an ugly board. I'm just going to say what it's, it's funny. This board looks very much like a T7, but not as good. It's a very unattractive board. I don't care what you guys say. I think it's unattractive. I'd be embarrassed walking around with that thing. I kid. Somewhat. NS7 is a lot lighter than the NS7 II and NS7 III. NS7 III. Version 2. Wait. All right. Why does it keep changing it to NS7? Here we go. Hey, you can still get one for $469. What a bargain. It's even uglier. This is so ugly. I mean, this is legitimately ugly. I remember. Oh, why am I in picture-in-picture? I might have screwed up. Oh, no. Hold on. Maybe if I go to USB first. Maybe I go to USB first. And then I go to HDMI. And hope I'm not super small. That will be the key. That'll be the key. Anyway, there we go. I might have found the loophole. I might have found the way to work around it. Okay. DJ Lab in the house. What's going on, fam? Good to see you. But I mean, it's just not a good looking board. I'm sorry. Never when I used to see this board, I mean, I honestly wanted nothing to do with it. Oh my God, the NS7 is so dope. And I went to the Guitar Center and I checked it out and I could not stand it. And another thing that is wrong with this board, the colors. The colors are just god awful. I mean, real talk, that's one of the reasons that I never liked Newmark products. I hated all the red, real talk. And I know that might sound petty. I don't care how good it is or what it's not. I could not look at it. If I'm not enjoying what I'm using, then I won't use it. And your eyeballs are kind of important in this whole scenario. And it's ugly. I'm telling you guys, you can love all you want. It's ugly. It's ugly. I don't like red on controllers though. Like I don't like a lot of red. Just like I don't like a lot of green. Like I don't like when things are too just kind of monochrome. But hey, to each their own. To each their own. But anyway. All right, let's go back to some questions before I piss somebody off, because that could happen. M. Dizik, hello from Virginia. I finally moved from Kauai and can watch your rad live videos. Well, thank you. Thank you for hanging out today. Thank you. Look at the mixer behind you. So you do see DJ Lab where it is, right? You see where it is. And not to be confused, people always trying to catch me in a lie. People always trying to catch me in a lie. I am honest. I am truthful. I'm just, no, I don't, it just doesn't work for me. Now, look, there is a difference though, to be fair, with this red versus the red that is all over the Newmark. The red highlights. That's the biggest issue. You know what I didn't like? BMW used to make their cars and they were all red. All the radio was red. It was BMW. It could have been Audi. It might have been Audi, but I believe it was BMW. And they had red. The radio screen was red and the dials were red and the knobs were red. And I got into the car and I was trying to figure out what car I wanted to buy at that time. And I can't remember if it was the BMW or the Audi. I believe it was the BMW because I think the Audi was green or maybe the Jetta was green. Anyway, I got into the car. I said, they're like, what do you mean? The performance, the this, the that. I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the way it looks. And if I'm going to be in a car and all I can see is the inside, I don't care how cool the car looks outside. I'm in the car. So yeah, there's that. I had it in a 7 and it caught on fire while I was playing at a bar. It took too much power. Hey, you guys swear by it. Sean says BMW was orange and Audi was red, supposedly because they did some visibility study with the airline pilots. Hey, that's great. That's great. Couldn't buy one. I didn't buy one. Then they finally got smart and then they started allowing people to change the colors, of the radio display and all those things. And it got a little better. But it is what it is. The red on the NS7 was easy to see in the dark. Easy to see how ugly it was. That's what you have, an ugly controller. I kid. Ever use any Allen and Heath Zone? Ever use any Allen and Heath? Where'd you go? Zone mixers. I used to love my DB4 until it wasn't blah blah blah, blah compatible. Yes. I have used Allen and Heath. They make great mixers. I did not like their headphones. Everybody swore by them. Those were one of my first like, ooh, look at my premium headphones. Did not like the headphones. Thought they were too low. Those and the Sennheisers, I just thought were worthless in the DJ environment. I thought Sennheisers were too low, period. Even in my recording studio, I had to go back to my 7506s from Sony, which is still the standard for headphones, even though there are, better ones, but that's the standard. If you're ever in doubt about buying a headphone and you're like, I don't know what to get, you can always go with Sony's 7506s. Those are just classics, absolute classics. Pads weren't removable. So I still have those. They're not out right now, but I still have them. Because I've had them for like 30 years. They don't die. They just don't die. Except for the fact that they didn't have replaceable cups. Obviously, this is not the 75s, but they all suffer from, this thing where these start to get crusty. The leather, this is the problem right here. They all start to look like it did this whole thing, and your pad is like, because it's just, you just used it for forever, but it still works. Not on the old ones, Keith. The old 7506s were not removable. Mine are 30 years old. We love the HG25s over here. Okay. All right. Fed in house. What's going on, fam? Good to see you. V-Modas are great. Yeah, I have some right here. This is what I will say about the V-Modas. Now, this is a new body. Okay. I got a new body when, I went to, Gearfest, and V-Moda gave me some. Now look, I'm never going to say I don't appreciate when people give me free stuff. Okay. But they had given me the crossfades, and these are ones I had custom made. I paid for these. Okay. Cause this is just dope. That's just dope. I don't care what anybody says. That's dope as hell. So it even has my old logo on here, not even my new one. But they made a plate, but it was just a standard color on, and it just looked cheap. So what I did was I took these plates off. I put them on here, obviously. And also my original ones, which finally died, and they died from this piece right here. This piece had broken off. This guy right here had broken over after years of wear and tear, of just literally, like, I don't put him in a case for the most part. I just throw him in a bag. So what I did was I did some surgery on them, and I took all the gold pieces out of my black and gold ones, and I put them all through here to give it a little break in the black on black. Now, I barely use them anymore because you guys know I use in-ears. But can't complain about them. Can't complain. How's the health journey? I think it's important DJs pay attention to their health. How do you stay creative and inspired? How do you respond to trolls who don't take action yet critique? That's a lot of questions, Sam. That's a lot of questions. So I'm going to get to that question. But first, I have to do one thing. That sounded really bad. Give me half a second while I do one thing. Just have to find a video that works.
I got cameras, I can see them, and then I like pop out around the corner. Hey, what's up, guys? And they're like, who? Can we talk to John? I'm like, yeah, John, have a seat. What do you want to talk about? And then they look around at the pictures of
We're gonna
of
watch
me
that one
and
again,
my
'cause I didn't realize it was
Caucasian
on
wife, and it's like, well, he's not such a bad guy.
He's very articulate. He speaks so well.
He talks so well for a black guy. I get made fun of more often for my country ass accent.
Oh, yeah.
than,
No, I get that. I have always gotten, you sound white.
Oh my!
You know,
If
I've
you
always
sound
gotten that.
white, I'd like to know what they think about me. If somebody calls me or calls the office, pick up the phone, Crown Entertainment, this is John. We want to come in and schedule a consultation. Sure, come on in, because I don't have any pictures of myself on my
I know
website.
where this is going. I know where this is going because I've experienced it.
They come in the front door. I got cameras. I can see them, and then I like pop out around the corner. Hey, what's up, guys? And they're like, who? Can we talk to John? I'm like, yeah, John, have a seat. What do you want to talk about? And then they look around at the pictures of me and my Caucasian wife, and it's like, well, he's not such a bad guy.
He's very articulate. He speaks so well.
He talks so well for a black guy. I get made fun of more often for my country ass accent.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Then-
No, I get that. I have always got.
Okay. So it's like I said, it's just a little quirky. Like when I add a new video in, like for instance, the one with John right there, it defaults to mute. Why would I want it to even ever be on mute? So I have to go back in and I got to change that out. Very annoying. Very annoying. Anyway, so to answer the question that I know that I've actually already missed here. So let's see, Sam. Okay, how's the health journey? All right. Well, besides the fact that I'm going to be taking the Sudafed because I have a drip right now, and my whole family has a drip. Not sick, just a drip. So the weather's been changing. It's been really weird here. Oh. This is funny. I have the little black specks from my headphones from the old Pioneers because they're falling apart here. Okay. A little short. So, like I said before, I've made it a point. To exercise. I try to do daily, but the way my schedule works, it's virtually impossible. But I try to run. Right now, I'm running and biking. I have a Peloton style bike in there. And then I run. So my whole thing is, no matter what, if I do nothing for that day, I have to spend at least, 30 minutes exercising. So, my whole neighborhood's very, very hilly. So I go out and I run. And weird because it's been like 40 degrees and I've still been running like it's nothing. But here's the thing. I have a minimum of a mile that I will run no matter what. Now, here's the thing. I can't run just a mile. A mile is easy. You can knock a mile out pretty quickly. So even if it starts with a mile, I always end up running 2 miles or 3.5 to 4 miles. It just depends on the day, how much light is out there. A lot of times, every time I'm like, I'm going to go run now, and I look outside and it's light. There's light out. Sun hasn't gone down yet. And then by the time I get everything on, and because it's been cold, so now I have to put on like my compression pants, and other sweats and all this stuff. By the time I get out, it's dark again. So then I only want to run so much because I have to focus on cars and all that stuff. So I run at least 2 miles a day, and I've been running that like every day, just consistently. So that's the first thing. Eating considerably better. Because that's key also. But honestly, since I've been running every day, it's changed just my whole kind of attitude. You know, like I just feel like I have more energy. And I haven't even hit the weights again. I had stopped hitting the weights. I'm going to go back after Mobile Entertainment Expo, where I will be next week. So I will, then I'll start that up. But running does a lot. You know, it's funny because I run around the neighborhood, and one day it was pouring raining. It was like last Wednesday, and I had to take my daughter to dance practice, and she has dance practice out in the valley. I live in Simi. Her dance studio is out in Sherman Oaks. So there's a Gold's Gym, like 4 miles away from there. And I'm like, well, I got to pick her up in 2 hours anyway. I'm not going to go home because the traffic's crap and then there's no point. So I might as well just go to the gym. So I go to the gym and I run on the treadmill. The thing about a treadmill is I think the same thing about like once you perfect your swimming stroke, there are ways that you can keep energy, not use as much once your stroke is perfected. And not that this correlates 100%, but when I'm running outside, even if I'm running up a hill or down a hill or, running on a flat, your body can dictate your speed or you might slow down a little bit. You don't even realize you're slowing down a little bit. But when on a treadmill, you can't slow down. The speed is the speed. So if you're running a 10-minute mile, which is 6 miles per hour, and the hills kick in, and you still got to run that 6 miles per hour. You still got to run that 10-minute mile. And I didn't realize that. And when I was done with that workout, I'm like, I'll just do the hilly workout. The one that goes up and down. It's got rolling hills, like easy. Oh, was that hard? Because you can't stop. Just like riding a bike. If you're riding a bike and you're going up a hill, you can, as long as you still have momentum, you can stop pedaling, get your energy back and then re-pedal again. You can't do that on a treadmill. Your legs are always moving. Always. Anyway. What'd you say? Anyway, balancing all things. Let's pause. All right, there we go. Okay, so I know you had more questions, and that was one of many. Let's see if I can find where you're at, Sam. I'm down to 0. Now I'm back up to 5. Okay. I absolutely think it's important for DJs to try to be as healthy as possible. I know it's not realistic to be completely healthy because we're DJs. We're going to be, at the clubs and they're going to be bringing us shots and, we're going to get home late at night and we're going to try to do all the stuff. Like, I know that's a part of it. All I can do is just limit the amounts of things that I do. So that means being prepared for the fact that they're not going to feed me. So I always eat a meal before I get there, just in case. And then if they do feed me, even better, it's something I can eat, then I won't eat anything, go to the grocery store or fast food or something like that. Please check network connection on settings page. This is really annoying. It's not, you can't see it, but I keep getting a badge that pops up saying, hey, check your network settings. And I'm looking, I can see them. I don't have to check them. I see them right here. Anyway, you see that, look, drop 317, but 0%. So I'm not dropping, but I'm not dropping. Anyway, I truly believe though, because YOLO Life has this they have this thing that you can buy, where it's a safety net and you pay for a subscription, but basically it creates two streams, two concurrent streams. And then if one goes down, I don't know how it does it, but then the other stream kicks in while the other one's trying to fix itself. But it's a fee, of course. They want to charge you. And I think it's like, and I don't even know how well it works, but I think it's something like $300 a year or something like that. I'm like, no, I don't need that. I mean, maybe if I do a live, which I will do a live stream at Mex, maybe it would do better in that respect. But anyway, yeah. So yes, health is important. And I think if you can be consistent with your health, I think most things kind of fall into place, in all honesty. Like if you can just, because I find that if I do nothing else, if I run every day, 25, 30 minutes, I don't have any issues across the board. Just, I don't feel bad. So that part of your life where you're like, I should have worked out. I should have done this. I should have done that. And now you're just like kind of beating on yourself and it's not being productive. You're not helping anybody. You're not helping yourself. So, I just, for me, it works. No, yes, of course. Now I will go to the gym. Like today, actually last day, I think I'm going to run again. I have great trails around my neighborhood, but obviously I can only run them in the daytime. So, I will run them. I mean, it is 60 degrees today. It's a beautiful day for running. Haven't been to the pool in a while. Haven't been to the gym, in a couple of months. And I'm okay with it, in all honesty, because I have been exercising. Okay. And I got to go up one more time, and then I'll answer the rest of the questions if I can find. Where'd he go? All right. Last question. Doug Stewart says, this is very strange indeed, and we has to have this solved. Reloop USA. I don't recall. Must not be me. Maybe that's somebody else. So he's not talking to me. All right. Last question. How do you stay creative and inspired, and how do you respond to trolls who don't take critique? Okay. So trolls are easy. I find that the easiest way to fight off a troll is just kind of kill him with kindness. So a lot of the time it's just deprecating. It's just all on me. I'll make it. Oh yeah. Absolutely. I'm so dumb. Thank you for your kind words. Or a lot of times, I get a lot of people that are like, that's not for me. I would never buy that. And I'm like, well, I'll let them know. I don't take it personal unless they start to make it personal. So yeah, trolls are trolls. And I usually turn it into a joke. It's the easiest way to get over it. I find humor in it. I can move on. And then how do you stay creative and inspired? Now that is a tough question. That is an extremely tough question. And I think everybody is different. I mean, like legitimately, everybody is different. I will be honest with you. For the last couple of weeks, I have not wanted to do anything with DJing. Everything is just like, ugh. Now, I obviously have gigs and stuff, and I know my job, but like I have. Meanwhile, I'm going to be at Mex DJing at 2 booths, 1 booth for DAS Audio And then the other one, I'm doing the final evening Wednesday night party. And I'm like, I should probably create some sort of a working set that I want to go off of, or at least kind of have a baseline for. Man, I have not had an urge to open up Serato. I've not had an urge to touch anything up until 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I opened up my turntables, pulled out my phase. The thing that got me over my hump was not the hardware, was not the controllers, it was my son was working on a tap solo, because he's a tapper and he's a tap teacher, for his group of kids for like the final event. And he's like, hey, I found this song, from this other girl, and I'm going to use it for my tap. What do you think? And he played me the song, and I was like, first off, the song is dope. And right then and there, my brain started working, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I can do this, and 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 I can make the theme about this. Opened up my eyes again. So I think it's for a DJ. I think it's really important for a DJ to be able to continue really digging in the crates. I listen to music. I just have not listened to any like DJ style music. It's just, I've had no urge. So, but digging in the crates, and when I say digging in the crate, going through all of your vinyl or going to Amoeba Records or whatever, I'm talking about like even your normal music, going through or your Spotify's and all that stuff, and just trying to find new music, going to Bandcamp, going to SoundCloud, and just listening to other people's renditions. And that really did open up the door for me for DJing. Video wise, that type of creativity, it comes and goes. It's waves, ebbs and flows. Some days I feel real creative. Other days I find that I have nothing, positive to say. So, it'll come in like a rush. I'll have like 5 videos. Okay, I got my ideas for all of them. Sometimes I'm like, I have nothing. And that's okay. It's okay to wake up one day and not feel creative. Sometimes your body, I find that your body, your mind, and your body, your physicality, they all work hand in hand. Sometimes your body's like, I don't want to exercise today. And it tells you this hurts and this hurts. And you got your pain receptors are throwing off signals and stuff. And you're like, you know what? I should probably take a day off. That doesn't mean, oh my God, you failed and you're now, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. That means your body's telling you what you need to do. And sometimes you need to refresh. And the same thing goes with your mind. Sometimes your mind is just on, and it's just on, and it's on. And then you're just tired. And then you have to just step back, and maybe you don't stop, maybe do something else. I have a shut off mechanism. My partner hates it. Because every few months, I will just disconnect. Don't talk to anybody. He's calling me. Hey, I got a question about this. I got that. And I'm just like, I'm gone. I don't even communicate. Hey, I'm not available. Like, no, I don't want anything to do with anything for today. Today, I want nothing to do with anything. I'm done. I get through the day. I refresh. I'm better. You have to be able to listen to yourself and know, because your body tells you everything you need. People just ignore it. They think they can fight their way out of stuff. Oh, I'm burnt out. I can push my way through. Not really. You got to take a break. You got to do something. Like for me, the thing that's been holding me back is I have projects that are due. And I have projects that are due, I have projects that are coming up, and I got things I want to do. So I know that anytime I want to do that thing or I want to do it, I'm like, that's not a good idea. That's not a good use of my time. Why? If I'm project that I got to do, you know what I mean? So then it just screws everything up. So needless to say, I want to get back to making music, and I just haven't been able to because I have 2 major projects that are just sitting out there. That's it. And but I hope to have them all done in the next 2 weeks, so then I can get to making music, because that's where my brain wants me to go right now. And you gotta listen. You gotta listen. You know. Anyway, there's your answer. I think there's your answer. Yeah, the fan is blowing. Ever since I lifted it up, it's been better for the most part. Okay. Let's go up real quick and see if I can. J-Book in the building. What's going on, fam? Good to see you. J-Book, congrats on almost 50K. Am I really? I know I kind of stopped looking just because there's nothing I can do about it. You know, like the growth was great, and then it slows, and then it's good again, and then it slows. And then like I got up to like, I think I was looking at it, I was at like 47, and I was like, oh, hey, maybe I'll hit 50 soon. And then it just like slowed to a crawl. Now, one of the reasons why it slowed to a crawl was because I wasn't putting out much content. I know this. So it's a part of, you don't put out content, people aren't going to see your videos, people aren't going to follow you, but the people that are already following you. So I knew that. So I don't even know, what is my number at? It's not 50 yet. And meanwhile, I gotta keep seeing PJs. Just hit 60, 49 too. Yeah. So it's moving. It's moving. It'll get there. The sad thing is, I think my IG is going to pass my Instagram. I mean, my YouTube faster. It's dumb. It's dumb. It's so dumb. We live in such a dumb world. Philip asks, do you send out a contract to a client before getting a retainer? Absolutely. How else would you do it? You can't ask for a retainer without a contract. That's just the nature of the beast, you know? Now, the issue is not the contract. The issue is, from me, the issue is you don't sign your portion of the contract until you receive the retainer. That's the key. You send out the contract lays out all of the expectations, what you're providing, the stuff they need to provide, the amounts, when things are due, the deposit / retainer, whatever you want to call it. And then you send it to them. You don't sign it. You just send it to them. And you say, sign it. Then they sign, and then they say, okay, I've signed. You're like, great. Once you send in your deposit or your retainer, I will sign, and then we'll be good to go. Don't do it any other way. Don't do it any other way. And you can't ask for money until you have a contract. That's just not good business. Okay. Oh, gotcha, Doug. Gotcha. Okay, about the mix I'm failing. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Jason George says, was good to see you on Algorithm Forum. Keep engaging as we really want them to make the steps to improve. Thank you. And that's why. That's absolutely why I do it, because I know there's more people that agree with me than disagree. CT, are you native California? Absolutely. Absolutely. Born and raised. Matthew in the building. Man, this hoodie is a cheap Target hoodie. All my hoodies are from Target. This is like the In Motion line. Target. This is where we are now. Like, I don't know the last time I went to a name brand store. My kids know, because I take them there, but I don't remember the last time I've turned into my parents. I've turned into the people that used to complain to me. I don't have a chance. My mom has always been so dramatic, and she still is. But I need all this new stuff, but I can't because I give it all to you guys. You guys walking around with new stuff. I got holes in my shoes and you don't care. Like, just drama. I can't buy a bra because, like, okay, mom, go buy a bra. I don't need these new kicks. Go buy a bra. And now I'm that person. And that person that literally has, I mean, you'll see an Instagram reel on it. I just have to shoot it. But in all honesty, I have Target sweaters and a whole bunch of convention, manufacturer, sponsors, shirts, all in black. I got like 2 shirts from Rick Webb that I had to choose. That literally, like, give me the one that's in red, give me the one that's in green. I gotta get away from all this stuff. This is bad. It's too much black. There's a problem. We have problems. We got problems. So when I come on the show, I make it a point to put something on that's not black. That's it. I wonder why this is coming off so bright today. That's better. Okay, we're still +0. I don't want people saying it's too dark. It's too dark in there. Turn it up. Like, God, you turn up your brightness. Stop running your phone in low power mode, and maybe we wouldn't have a problem. Okay. Oh, G Kenny will be a PBX. Dope. Well, yeah, we'll see. I'll see you then. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Do I have the video with John up? Maybe. I'll have to look. I took some down, but I'll have to look. I don't know, actually. Okay. All right, let's take a look. I know I'm behind. So everybody's saying that it's jumping around. Well, that might be a problem. I can't have that happening. We keep saying check your network settings, but I did check my network settings and I don't have any. Let me make sure. Hold on. Direct single platform streaming. Sorry. Okay. And let me see if there's something here. Encoding settings. It's on CBR, default and recommended. Okay, I can't change there is a variable bit rate that I could change to. Right now it's on CBR. And I can't change. There is some bit rate compression settings that I can change. I can't change it now, but I'll change it for next time. I can drop the bit rate down a little bit. That'll help. Okay. Anyway, but it is what it is. Sorry, peeps. You just have to live with it. John Smith, any word on the come on. Any word on the DJ Furniture you reviewed at NAMM will be released? I have no idea. I actually need to talk to him. Okay. Is there any DJ documentaries you can recommend? Oh, man. I mean, there's always Scratch. Scratch is a classic. I just watched The Choice Is Yours, the Black Sheep documentary. It's on, I think it's on Paramount. But I think you can now stream it. But to be honest with you, I haven't really watched a lot of documentaries. So I can't answer that. Okay, they basically referred me to their and someone else with similar issues. Have you been having issues with phase? One of my phases back spinning and causes Serato to shut down. Absolutely not. I have not experienced that. Ivan says, I will be the closer for the Monday night DJ takeover. Sorry, Ivan. Coming up on Tuesday morning. I can't. I just can't come up any earlier. I thought about it. I'm like, I'll come out on Monday. And then I thought about it. And I'm like, what? Why? Why? I mean, maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know, man. Okay. Oh, gee. Oh, that's amazing. Okay. Is it worth it to go from Tractor S4 and switch to Serato and go Rain 4? I can't answer that for you. I'd love to answer that for you. But I can't answer it for two reasons. One, I don't use Tractor, and I've barely touched Tractor. And two, I mean, you're talking about changing an entire platform. So I can't answer that for you. I don't have a problem with going Rain and Serato. That's a good combo. But you'll have to ask Mixmaster G on that one. He's a Tractor lover. Or DM DJ Carlo. He's also a Tractor lover. I just I can't answer that. I can't answer that for you. I don't like that the Rain sound card, Rain 4 sound card is not class compliant. I get that. All right, let me jump ahead here. They absolutely do. All right. All right. I'm just trying to get through. Does California, the area you service, have a slow season? New York City is January to March. Well, I guess it just depends on what you're doing. We don't just do one event. I know a lot of people will just do weddings, or maybe they just do corporate. We do bar mitzvahs, corporate, weddings, sweet 16s, quinceañeras, anything and everything. So for us, bar mitzvahs are our bread and butter. That does have a season. Basically, the season flows with the school year. So whatever your school year is, apply it to yours. So for us, school year starts sometime around the third week of August, across the board, California. Oh, excuse me. Third week of August. So from like the second week of August through, give or take, the third week of June, that's our season. So we are dead second half of June, typically dead all July. We'll have a couple of weddings here and there, but pretty much dead. And then we're back at it. We'll get some scraggler bar mitzvahs like the first week of August. We'll get a little more the second week, and then the third week will be like on a Saturday night. So we don't really experience the slowdown like some do, but there is a slowdown. There absolutely is a slowdown. No, I didn't even think about it. But it's interesting because the drops that are occurring, I don't get these drops in OBS. It's the same network. I don't know, but to be fair, I don't know if I'm not using CBR on there. I just noticed that default literally just now. So I will change that after the stream ends. Okay. I wouldn't call Juice a documentary though. Yeah, Juice is good to a point. Look, we all kind of operate in this world of especially when we're children. You know, we see things, we're like, oh my God, that was amazing. That was amazing. That's the best thing I've ever seen. And then you look at it when you're older, you're like, oh my God, I didn't realize that was trash and that was fake and that's just camera tricks and you know, all of these things. And this doesn't even make sense. And this isn't even good. we see things different when we're younger, you know, and Juice was one of those movies, you know, the pump it up part. It was kind of trash when you think about it, you know. Crypto says, what kind of camera are you using? A7 IV. That's my main camera. Overhead is Lumix G9. And curious to know, Juice is good until Tupac starts killing people. Yeah, I think that's kind of the way it works with Tupac. All right. Weddings, 15, 16 birthdays. No one wants to do big parties. When it's cold here, snow, there's occasionally ones, but for the most part, it picks up. Yeah. So, I mean, again, we don't have seasons here in California. I mean, we get some rain. Yeah, you know, we'll get rain for a couple of months, but that's it. We don't go farther than rain. That's all. So, we're fortunate. And when it's raining, we still do the bar mitzvahs. We still do the weddings. Nothing changes. So no complaints. It's good. It's good. It's a good place for where we are. Yeah, no worries, Crypto. Bro, you were right about the Serato, the Chevette travel bags for the 4-bar lights. I picked up 2 for the 4-bar flex and the quality is very poor. Talk about a downgrade. Chevette just makes bad bags. Anything that is canvas that has Chevette's name on it, avoid like the plague. Avoid it like the plague. Now, I do want to get the hard case, which I will get. As a matter of fact, I will order it. I'll order it today. I'm a little concerned that the hard case is gonna take up more space than the box does. I wish they would have just made a case that was like form fitting, but I know it's gonna be heavier. Not heavier, but just it's gonna take up more case. My truck only takes so much. But yes, for my ILS box, I have been working with the WMX1 a lot lately, and there's a sound switch over here somewhere. So, like I said, I got these lights from B Stopper, and of course, this is the only problem I have with any of these lighting devices that want to do it all for you. If you just want to touch some stuff and figure out what stuff does, none of them do it well. None of them. And so there's no fixture profiles for it on SoundSwitch or the WMX board. So I had to make it myself. So I spent a lot of time building this custom profile for this light. Now, this is what I will say. Back in the olden days, you know, we used the Chevette, you know, obeys, and it had the faders, you know, maybe it had 9 faders, and then you could patch over to the next set. But here's the problem. With that, at least if I wanted to run a program mode, right? All I have to do is move a fader up. But you can run program modes, but this is a frustration. Maybe I'm not seeing it correctly. Yeah, it's definitely the VBR. You probably saw a stutter there, and now it's fine again. Yeah, I'll change that for next time. And then if it does it again, then I won't be using this except for when I'm doing my live streams. My problem with any of these is that sometimes I want to just run things. So, for instance, on the B Topper light, when you go into your custom settings, basically, essentially MIDI mapping. But when you're going into there and you're mapping out all this stuff, right? And the WMX actually has a really good thing. Like it knows, okay, this thing, and then this is for motor speed. And so it has all those things on there. And my computer is going to finally die. It's at 9%. This is the good thing about USB-C. This is the thing that when people are like, I hate the fact that USB-C is the standard. You couldn't do this anywhere else. I just took the plug that was plugged into my YOLO Live and put it into my computer. Problem solved. My phone were dying. I could do the same thing. This is what people who want to fight over USB-C don't get. The benefits are real. This is like the only plug we'll ever have from now on. It's amazing. One plug. Amazing. Anyway, any reason why you have any reason why you purchased a truck and not a cargo van? I hate cargo vans. I don't want to look. I could buy a cargo van. Okay, that's not the issue. The issue is that if I'm going to drive something, I'll drive something I like. That's it. But I could have. When the system is bigger than my truck will allow, I get a cargo van. I can always run a cargo van, but I prefer my truck fits my entire system. So there was no reason not to have it. And then that's just another vehicle that just has to sit at my house blocking things. Like, I'm good. I'll end up when I do decide whatever my next vehicle is, I will probably get a cargo van then. Because I think my next vehicle, if everything goes according to plan, my next vehicle will be a sedan. That's my plan anyway. So that's why. But there's nothing wrong with cargo vans. We rent them. We have the vehicle expense is built into my contract. So I can always rent a cargo van and it doesn't hurt us at all. Like right now, my truck is paid for by the company, and so is my partner's vehicle. But I use my truck. He doesn't use his vehicle for work. He drives it to the venue, but he has this older cargo van that he uses. But in essence, like my truck is paying for itself just by taking it out a couple times a month to do the events. Okay. Yeah, they did fix it a while ago. It's been fixed for a while. It's good as new. Good as new. Back to VBR does more harm than good when on a tripod. We might be talking about two different VBRs. So the WMX1, back to that real quick. So this light, when you run it on just kind of its show mode, it was doing so much stuff, right? I was like, oh my God, this is a great light. Then I put it in the WMX and I had to do everything manually. And then I did it all. And it was just running like this little light. I'm like, where's all the cool stuff? Well, the cool stuff is in the show modes. So in order to do it, now I have to make a scene. There's no gobo that I can change or prism that I can affect like from the default face. So I have to make a scene just for that cool design. And it's a little annoying, knowing that I can't just like hop to it, because it's a limitation of the light, but also the limitation of just the way the WMX is programmed, which is why I think they're struggling with the ILS. I think that's why there's no fixture profile for ILS yet, for the gig bar move ILS. But just like my problem with DJ and not creating their fixture profiles quick enough, Just like my problem with that, I have the same problem with SoundSwitch and American DJ with their WMX1. I have the same problem. Products have been out and they still don't have profiles for them. The whole argument, the whole benefit of said pieces of gear is to make your life easier. But if you're not coming out with the profiles, you're not making my life easy. You have one job. You have one job. Honestly, your controller's done. You have one job. Get the profiles out so when people buy stuff, they can use your equipment. That's it. That's your one job. And you're not doing your one job. You know, why is ILS profile? Why is that? How long has the Gig Bar Move been out? ILS, what, a year? Anyway. It's hard to get girls when you leave with a cargo van. Oh. My wife, she used to be a farmer rep. And for the longest time, you know, they would give her like Ford Flexes. Then they moved up and they'd given her a minivan, which I will say to this day, I know the minivan. I know the minivan is a joke. I know people love to make fun of the minivan. But when I tell you, minivans are amazing. Do I want to drive a minivan every day of my life? No, but they are amazing. The feature sets that minivans have, oh my God, they're fantastic. Yeah, let me just open the door for you. Now let me just close the door. Now let me, there's so many things that it does. But here's the thing though. It's what I noticed. Absolutely what I noticed. I did like a study. When I would drive the minivan, I would look out. Sorry, I'm waiting for the thing so there's no glitches. Normally in my other cars, and I've always had normally sports car types, my Mitsubishi Eclipse and my FX45, my Infinity, you know, before that Infinity, I could look like Quasimodo. You know, I pull up and people will always do this. Always. Nice car. People are going to do that. Even my Ford F-150, it's all murdered out. And, you know, I pull up and people will go and look over. I absolutely never got one look. Not one look in the minivan. Not one look. I'm banging on windows. Hey! Not one look. It's just the way it rolls. It's just the way it rolls. Anyway. DJ Solo said, I did find a profile and project for the WMX1. The only one I found on there was the original one. And maybe, but then after that, I didn't really go and look again. So then maybe there's one there now, which I will check out. Maybe. But like I said, you're at the mercy of them to get it out when they want to get it out. You know, that's the only problem. I know SoundSwitch is better, especially with the Gig Bar, because they have a relationship with them. So they always get the Gig Bar stuff out. Now, to be fair, even with SoundSwitch, the only thing I didn't love is all the colors are the same. When it runs its program, all the colors on the light are the same. So if it's shooting out, if your gobos are green, your washes are green, and your other things, your little derbies are green. Everything's green. And then when they turn to red, everything's red. So I don't want that either. I want a mixture, you know, like I wanted to have maybe the movers are red, and then you have some lighter color washes to just brighten up the floor, you know, because obviously There's certain colors that just darken the floor. Blue is notorious for being pretty much unseen when you're rocking it. Don't want a trailer. I absolutely don't want a trailer. Cold cut. No, thank you. I have all the hookups. My truck, my new truck has them all. Has all the features. I don't want a trailer. Come on. Didn't Nick's trailer get stolen? Like the problem. Okay, here is my problem with trailers. One problem only. I live in Los Angeles. Well, I live slightly outside of Los Angeles, but I live in Los Angeles. It's not a good idea to have a trailer in LA. Like if you've ever had to do a gig in downtown LA, in Beverly Hills, whatnot, it's damn near impossible. Damn near impossible to find parking, to get it in somewhere. We don't live in like the place where there's all this open space. It's a recipe for disaster. Recipe for disaster. No way. Anyway, towing anything in LA sucks. Yeah. So I just can't. And I thought about it. I'm like, oh, it's so convenient. I can just keep all my gear in there. Plus I get the benefit of my truck, but I can't take it anywhere. I can't. I'm thinking about the New Year's party where we were in downtown by the Staples Center and there was no place to park at all. So we had to like double park and, pull in. I'm not doing that with my trailer. Nope. I just built my old Toadmatic first gig Saturday with it. What the hell is a Toadmatic? Soundsmith? Kia Carnivore is sweet and huge. Everybody in here, you all sound old. You're talking about Kias and Siennas. That's old people talk. Just warning you right now. Next, you're going to be telling me shortcuts to get to work. Anyway, I have a bed cover. I have the one, your F-150, you have a bed cover. I do have a bed cover. It's a hard cover. The one without the height. It's the backflip. I have the backflip. And so far I love it. Like I said, I used to have the one with the motor. It took up too much space. The backflip is perfect. Now, I don't use my truck if I know I'm going to be somewhere or if I'm not using, I gotta change I'll change my bit rate. That'll help it. Anyway, if I'm using my small system, like my LG, then yeah, I can throw everything with the case over. If I'm using my QSCs, then the speakers are definitely too high for the cover. So for those, it's only a one-time thing. I take it to the party, I take it back, I unload. Every so often, I live in a very, very safe community. Every so often, I'm like, I'm too tired, I can't, and I just leave them in the truck. I have 3 cops on my street. My next door neighbor is a cop. And I got cameras everywhere. But in general, I unload right then and there. Anyway, calls us old while he's rocking the Black Man Wolverine beard. This is not old. It's classy, man. Hey, this right here, this is jealousy. This is most people. What about the rain? Don Rafa. We live in LA, Southern California. There's barely, if there is rain, and we always know when there's going to be rain, then I rent a van. Stereo or 2 monos? What? Are we just talking random stuff right now? Mario, please explain what you mean by that. Because I need that in a question that with the words before it. This beard right here. So when I first got it, the frustrating part of it all was that I got it on one side. So it was just like right here. And everything else was like black. Then it was just weird. I'm like, oh, I'm shaving it off left and right. Then when it finally evened out, and look, there's without a doubt no reason to try to fake being older. Now, look, I'm not telling anybody not to dye. Okay? No. Not to dye your beard. not to die. DY. I'm not telling anybody not to die. As a matter of fact, I've even talked about it. I've even talked about it on all honesty, like, oh, hey, honey. But here's the thing. My wife loves the gray. If she had it her way right now, my entire beard would be white. If she had it her way. And she's not like she's old. She's 5 years younger than me, you know? So it's like, she just likes the gray. Now, now I've thought about it, especially when you're like, if I were to be on some show or whatnot, we know how people are. People get to this weird thing where if you look old and you don't know what the hell you're talking about anymore. I don't know why. It is what it is. But I don't know. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. And I mean, I thought about I don't mind this part. I've thought about, just doing a little bit like more over here until it finally does come all the way in. Cause this, I don't mind. This is fine. But now I got it up here. It is what it is. It's everywhere now. There's nothing I can do about it. I used to pluck random hair. It's too many to pluck now. So I have accepted the beard. I haven't tried any dye yet. I might try. There's a couple that look good. There's a couple that just kind of tame it. They don't change it. Like, I don't want to be super black haired dude. That's not realistic. It doesn't look real. I'm not doing it, but tame it a little bit. Like, I'm okay with that, with a little taming. But yeah, I got gray hair. I've lived long enough to have gray hair. All right, let's see here. So that's where my gray hairs came from. I had a life before my new marriage. I've been with my wife now. We've been together for 23 years, almost 24 years. Well, that's the thing, Don Rafa, because, I'm DJing for young people and they see old and, there's that thing. I haven't gotten it yet though. Probably because I don't have old face. I just have a beard. Black don't crack. It is what it is. Before my wife, I was married for 2 years. And that stress, that added stress, the child, the divorce, all of those things led to my gray hairs. All of them. So I guarantee you, this is just life. Life. This is like, oh, my daughter had to go to the hospital. Oh, my son broke his leg. Oh, I'm getting a divorce. Oh, I'm fighting with this. I was going to say the wrong word for a moment. I'm fighting with this woman over the dumbest stuff. Like all of these things. All of these things. That's all it is. Why do people act like this is, yes, I had a divorce. Is that shocking? Why is that shocking? I'm actually curious to know, because this is a I look like Wilford Brimley waiting to get a prostate. Why is this? This is a running joke between my wife and I. Legitimate running joke. Okay. She doesn't watch my shows or watch my videos or anything like that. She's seen them, but she doesn't really do it. She says, I don't watch them because it sounds like you are telling people what to do. And it sounds like when you tell me what to do, and I don't want to hear that. I hear it enough when we're together. And I'm like, people like me. She's like, what? How can they like you? I'm like, they like me. I don't know what to tell you, because she thinks that I'm difficult. I am difficult. We're all difficult. We're all difficult. But it is what it is. I laugh it off because I always tell her, I'm like, hun, like, why are you going to that thing? Why are you doing that? Or what? Blah blah blah. Like, hun, contrary to what you believe, I'm pretty popular. Anyway, what? Nerds? Like, okay. And then even my partner Paris is like, no, Laurie, he's like legit, like he really is known. And she just doesn't get it. So I've never taken her to like a NAMM or a conference or anything like that. First off, she'd hate it. And I'd be there just thinking about how much she hated it. And it's gonna ruin my whole thing. But if she did, then she would see and then she would know. But it's fine. Let her keep she can I'll just have Mystique. I must shave or I look like a catfish. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what that means. Well, I've since then, like, cause she didn't get it before, she just didn't get it. And then like, I mean, I think it's the same thing when I talk to people and I'm like, oh yeah, I have a DJ company. They're like, oh, really? What else do you do? Like that stupid ass question. And actually this happened to me legitimately from my in-laws, not my immediate in-laws, but like the cousins and the uncles and things like that. They're all lawyers. They're all lawyers and doctors and all these things. More power to them. Go have at it. Not me, although I could have been. I would have been an excellent lawyer, in all honesty, but not me. I chose a different path, a path that makes sense for me. So for the longest time, they were like, oh, well, at least I finished college, or, oh, at least, I'm not just a DJ or whatever, just banter back and forth type stuff. Right. And I let it go. I'm like, okay. And then it came time for them to have their weddings. Their kids were getting married. And then they called the office and then they scheduled their meeting and then they came and they're like, huh. And then they saw the production and they're like, huh. And then they started telling people about me. Hey, by the way, I use this company called Check One Two. And they're like, oh yeah, we know Check One Two. Yeah, they do all the blah, blah, blahs. Oh, really? And then they talk to somebody else. Oh, hey, oh yeah, check. Oh, you know who you should use for your wedding? Who? Check One Two. That's my relative. Oh my God, they're amazing. Have you seen them? So all of these things were happening, right? Then finally he's like, I didn't have to say a word. He's telling everybody, oh my God, my nephew, he's got one of the biggest companies in LA. You got to use him. They're amazing. Blah, 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 blah. People always want to act like you're not as good as them. And it just took a minute. I didn't have to say anything. I didn't have to say, well, I'm this, I'm that. And that's what happened with like the same thing with like my YouTube and everything. My partner was always the dude. He was a promoter for clubs. He was an MC. Everybody knew this man. Everybody. I was always the guy that nobody knew. I was the guy behind the scenes. Even when we had our hip hop group and we were, we signed our record deal and everything, I was still the guy, even though I was performing, but he was the face. I was the face, but not like him. So when we went to NAMM the first year together and people were like coming up to me and he was like, and they weren't coming up to him. He was like, oh my God, what is going on? I knew you were popular. I didn't know it was like this. So it took a minute. It took a minute for people to understand. Now he just tells everybody, oh no, he's famous. Don't get it twisted, and it is what it is. I refer to as a reverse Hitler. You guys are hilarious. Yeah. I when I was younger, I wanted to do two things. First off, I wanted to teach. My 12th grade AP English teacher was the one that was like, you know, you might want to think about getting into teaching. You are very good at what you do. I can see this right now at 17 years old. And so I thought about being a teacher. They don't get paid as well. So it is what it is. But also debating. That was a strength of mine. And so, yeah, I thought about it. Now it's funny because my daughter, she's just like me, my oldest, and she's like queen of the debates. She actually was about to go pre-law, and she joined a law firm to work after she graduated college. And she's like, oh, I hate it here. Then she went to another law firm, and it was the same boys club BS. She's like, nope, I don't want to be a lawyer anymore. So now she wants to do like criminal defense or, pro bono type stuff. Anyway, neither here nor there. Anyway, it takes other people to influence the people you know. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. All right. So let's see if I have a 1 o'clock call. I do have a 1 o'clock call today. Perlman, why is he on here twice? Oh, this lady's driving me crazy. This party is driving me nuts. Anyway, okay. So my day is full of meetings today. Full of meetings. It's my fault for turning off meetings on Valentine's Day. It's my fault. But in all honesty, I don't understand why people are calling to have meetings on Valentine's Day. Don't you have significant others? Can you do one day? It's the same people that call on holidays. Why are you calling us on holidays? Why are you calling us on Monday? I'm going to get phone calls. It's President's Day. Are your kids off school? So why are you calling me? You don't think my kids are off school too? I don't want to talk to you. It's dumb. I legitimately get mad when people call me over the high holidays. High holidays is a Jewish thing. And basically there is a week where it's very, very important. It's Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, which is the funny thing about it, because Rosh Hashanah is the new year. Okay. For non-Jews out there, if you don't know, Rosh Hashanah is for the new year. So you celebrate. And then literally 7 days later is Yom Kippur. And you've taken all of your pain and your regrets and all these things, and you repent. I'm like, that you should do that before Rosh Hashanah. You should repent and then celebrate. That's what I would do. But it's not my call. So on Yom Kippur, fine. I'm sorry. On Rosh Hashanah celebration, fine. I'll let it go. Maybe a phone call comes in. Yom Kippur, both days, you're supposed to be at temple pretty much all day. Okay? So when people call me on Yom Kippur, that's the Day of Atonement. You're supposed to be fasting. You're not eating. You're not doing anything. You were just supposed to be chilling and reflecting. So when you're not at temple, you're at home reflecting. You're too weak to do anything because you haven't eaten all day long. So you're just like comatose. But that's the whole point. The suffering. When people call me on Yom Kippur, I flat out lose it. I just like, especially because they're calling me for a bar mitzvah. You're calling me for a bar mitzvah on Yom Kippur. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're not even supposed to be picking up the phone. Don't do that. It just drives me nuts. Like, I've legitimately told people, I'll put it in our thing. If you call me on Yom Kippur, I'm going to tell all of your friends. Like, it's just too much. It's too much. Too much. Anyway. Yes, but if it's the new year, Keith, and I don't disagree, but if it's the new year, you don't want to sin at the start of the new year. You want to sin at the end of last year. It's like a tax write-off. You don't want to buy that product January 1st. You want to buy that product December 31st. You write it off for that year, for the last year, not for the new year. Just like you're not supposed to have a mitzvah on a Friday night. Well, yeah, I mean, you're absolutely correct. Now, I know that there are different levels: Orthodox, conservative, reform, and the reforms seem to be a lot more accepting. Conservatives don't do it on Fridays, and neither do Orthodox. Just reform. But then again, reform has shrimp cocktails and cheeseburgers at their events. So how Jewish can you really be? Just I'm saying. When I converted conservative. I'm like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. I'm not just going to pick and choose what I want. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Not Orthodox. That's crazy. And anything that is Orthodox on any religion, Christianity, anything. If you are an Orthodox Christian, you are insane. I'm just saying, I don't really know any sane people that are Orthodox. They all got some screws missing in any religion. Anyway, I don't make the rules. What the hell? Why not Friday nights? It's because it's a Shabbat. You're not supposed to do anything after the sun goes down on Friday. You're not supposed to do anything until technically the sun goes down on Saturday. So that's why everybody lives in different places. Okay. So, but in LA, we have a big Jewish community here. And if you've ever driven down LA on a Friday night or on a Saturday, what you'll see is a lot of Orthodox Jews walking the streets because they're walking to temple. Technically speaking, and I'm just breaking it down for you guys. Apparently that's what we're doing. Technically speaking, when the sun goes down on Friday, all fairy tales. Fair enough. When the sun goes down on Fridays, you are not supposed to use electricity. This is the old style ways. Obviously, that's not me. But you're not supposed to use electricity. So they have found ways around it. They have non-Jews that work at the temple, so they can turn the lights on. They put them on timers now, so they turn them on themselves. So there's a lot of ways around it. And in my opinion, it's like that weird thing. If you have to make a loophole for something, then just get rid of the rule. Like, it's silly. Like, oh, well, we're not turning the lights on, but our Hispanic maintenance guy is turning the lights on for us. Like, it's just, it's silly. It's silly. And me, a convert, is saying it's silly. There's certain things that I choose to do for health reasons. There's certain things I choose to do for religious reasons, but I personally, then we'll move off because I do have to go. I don't believe I like any religion that makes you a better person. That's it. But I don't believe the stories. I don't think the stories are legitimate. I do believe that there is a historical case to be made, at least for Jews, because of the Old Testament is literally the story of the Jews. It wasn't until the new one where Jesus and all this stuff, like the whole thing where they talk about Jesus coming back in the Old Testament and then in the New Testament starts and like Jesus is back. That's all bull. That didn't happen that way. The books aren't written that way. They have spun things in to connect the Old Testament with the New Testament. That is for sure the truth. But neither here nor there. They're stories. They're stories to make you better. That's it. The stories are there designed to give you some sort of morality. That's it. Use them for that. But do I believe that, do I believe that all of these stories are true? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And if you believe the Bible in any form, if you believe in any type of scriptures and you believe them word for word, then you are just as insane. I'm sorry. I'm just calling it as I see it. Use religion to connect with your community, to be better with your family, to have more morale. That's it. But when you start telling me what this scripture means and all this stuff, I'm not personally listening. Why? Because scriptures, the Bible, the transliteration, everything out there was written by human beings. And if time will tell you, humans aren't good people. I know that sounds weird. Human nature is not one of kindness. So you're going to tell me that people aren't making rules up to benefit themselves? Can we look at the way the world is based right now? And you're going to tell me that people in power, because that's what the people who were responsible for the Bibles, those were people in power. You're telling me that all the people in power now there's just no way. There's no way. If I can't trust people now, I can trust people back then. Everybody's looking for something to get ahead of people. Anyway, I know that later on today, and I'm glad it's at the end, because I know that later on today, I'm going to have in my comment section, bro, I was following you until you started talking about religion, bro. Unfollow, unsubscribe. Bro, no, man, no. Don't ever talk about religion or politics, man. Is that what this is? Is that what this show is now? All about politics and religion? Bro, kick rocks. I'm just talking. As a matter of fact, I mean, there's 112 people still watching. I don't, who knows who's really watching? You could all be bots. And I'm talking to myself. You could all be Chat GPT. You know, that's just a matter of time, right? Because the bots are dumb right now. Wait till the bots have Chat GPT in them. You're not going to know who you're talking to. I'm like, I got 1,000 people on this stream. I'm ridiculous. And nobody's there. Nobody's there. Give it time. Anyway, I do have a 1 o'clock call, and it's 1 o'clock right now. So I will adjust. Well, next week, we're not going to have a Thursday. I mean, I guess technically we could have a Thursday because the floor will still be open until 2, but I don't know. We might have to do we'll do the Mex show. Will be on probably, it could be Tuesday. No, it'll probably be Wednesday. You know what? I'm not really sure. I got to check my timing. And see, but I will do a live stream of the Mex, even though I mean, it would be smart if like a Rain performer was there. I doubt it. I don't know what's going to be there. It's a lot of photo booth stuff, but I will do it as always, like I always do, and go from there. I have a JMass video that's scheduled to go out literally after I just hit publish because it's just been sitting there. Okay, so Mixmaster will have his Tuesday AMA. There we go. Yeah, I'll try. I don't want to conflict with Mixmaster's thing. So I'll figure out a time that makes sense, and then we'll go from there. But we will be streaming. I might be on Twitch today. I got to work on my sets. I have 2 sets, so I might be on Twitch today. Today's Thursday. Friday I have a birthday party. Saturday I'm working. Sunday I'm working. Anyway, so I got to run. But thank you guys for hanging out today, as always. As always, get out there, have great parties, and hopefully it doesn't rain on Saturday, and hopefully it doesn't rain on Sunday where my other booking is outside. Anyway, got to run, guys. Enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Peace out. And I have no idea how to get out of this thing properly because this is new stuff. Normally I have these on my buttons. So peace out somehow. Local video. There's probably not going to be any sound to this. See, this is the problem I got to work through. I got to work through this thing. Audio. Let's see if it's there. Local video too. Sound off. Why can't that default to on? It can drive me nuts. All right, guys. Peace out. See you next week. This is so dumb. This is so dumb.